Happy Wednesday. Can you hear me? Houston, can you hear me?
Check. We need some opening music.
They do actually, like, if we use StreamYard, like Lars told us, we could do, like, have, like, the whole thing.
I was thinking like that band Clutch when they open. They have this really cool soundtrack in the back.
Hey, everyone. Are you there?
Are we coming in clear?
Hello, hello.
Check, check. Check, check, check.
How do we sound?
A little sniffly, a little nasally. Everybody,
Boy, do I have a story to share.
everybody getting the message?
All right, cool. Hi. Wow, this is, I think, our third week in a row that we're doing this live.
We're sorry you all have to experience this.
It's really helping me
Firstly.
with not editing so much. But anyway, it's cool because there's 162 of you here.
What's
So
up?
it's growing. Hello, hello.
It's growing like a fungus.
Yep, fungus among us. So we have unique coaches in the chat
What's up, Derek?
with the blue. He is today's moderator. Heidi is busy.
If anybody needs a diaper change or other moral support, Derek is there for you.
So Derek is today's moderator. So if he answers your questions, just know that he and I have done a lot of chatting beforehand.
He is not a bot.
Yeah, he's not a bot. If he drops a link, it's like a real link. So anyway, hi.
Yeah, here we are.
So shall we get started? I'm going to turn this around.
I guess. We are here to build cars after all.
Okay, it's so much easier to hold the camera this way.
If any of you have worked in a pro shop or own your own shop, you know getting that car out the door is a never-ending process. It just seems like you can never. It's like getting the bird out of the nest, right? We're at that point with the Cadillac. No detail will go unfinished, or at least unaddressed. Victor's going to do the finishing. This bumper, I told Jamie to call it a Bumperette. It's pretty
so
cool
cute.
stuff. This is a casting Victor found at a swap meet. And I wish we had a picture, but my friend Randy Bond, you can see his brown Merc. It's like a two-tone brown and black or brown and brown. And on this front bumper, I did this piece, but it was made out of Kaiser parts. So I think this is your typical Kaiser-style overrider that's been narrowed with those little bullets. But somebody cast this out of aluminum. Kind of like what I used to do for the windshields and some other parts. So this is cool. I don't know who made it. Pretty neat stuff. Victor wanted this as the tail end treatment of the Cadillac, and the exhaust was going to exit through these bullets. The exhaust holes were small, so I just chose to start off with this because I had a hole saw that matched it. So I went in from the inside, drilled it out, so that size exhaust can come out, whether it's a nice chrome tip. We can always cut those bigger. I don't know, but that's going to be our lead-off point. I kind of started all this yesterday. That's how I was able to post about what we're doing today. And that's how it's going to start off. Let's go over to the car. Now, Jamie.
Yes, sir.
I know your foot story is about to start sometime soon, so please don't trip over any of this.
Yeah, I already paid attention.
You got cords, you got a couple floor jack handles sticking out, but I set up your director's wheelie chair.
Actually, I put that chair there.
I set up the chair. You
But
simply
thank you.
placed it here.
Ah, I got you.
Knowing that this day would come where you would need a chair with wheels to sit on.
I'm really looking forward to sitting down.
Yeah. So, in the world of sculpting or model car making or even full-size car making, it helps to have a base plate. So this is ground level and the car is dropped down on the air suspension, scraping the earth. I centered this up roughly yesterday. And I also raised it up a bit because we don't want to be scraping this nice aluminum thing on the ground. And I centered it. And our goal today is to attach this. So I just came up with this shim. And what I was looking for, and it always helps to look back in photographs because who cares what people see in real life? It's the photos that matter, right? So after I set this up, I had put this so that these exhaust ports were perfectly horizontal or vertical, sorry, like that, right there. See, I could rotate it and get what I needed because the car is jacked up in the back now. It's like, well, what's level? You know, the car fenders are flat on the ground, and now this is at a right angle to the ground. When I stood back, it looked like these were pointing down a little bit. Let's stand back. That was with the photo.
Where do you want me to stand?
Anywhere back. It's all you.
Okay, do you guys want to hear my story really quick? I stepped on a nail.
Ow!
Like a giant nail the other day. And I'm healing. Yes, I got a tetanus shot.
Yeah.
But a lot of sitting today. I'm in a lot of pain still in my foot. But I'm okay.
Yeah. When we moved, our house was remodeled sometime in the not so recent past. And there's nails. We can't get away from these nails. No flat tires up there yet. But
yeah. So I'm not going to be getting up and down as much today because the nail literally went into, what would you say, the arch of my foot?
It's kind of like that soft spot.
Yeah, it was like a
foot.
freak accident. So anyway, just letting you guys know that's why there'll be a lot of this. And I'm in a little pain, but it's all good.
It's going to be fine.
Anywho. Back to you.
So I think it looks okay, actually. I think maybe, you know, the camera lens, everybody says that a lot of things in our builds look uneven on camera. Oh no, I see it right here. Because you're looking down on it. You know, it's like one of those great sculptures on top of the cathedral. You got to proportion it to wherever you're looking at it. And yeah, I definitely want this to rack up a little bit more. Probably like that.
Yeah, and I do have a rolling magnet, but I hadn't got around to using it.
2 rolling magnets.
I lived in the desert where there was like a bazillion nails. Walked around barefoot all the time.
We have an 8-foot wide magnet bar. Where is it? Not at our house.
But we have the other one. So now I have done a little bit in the yard. So anyway.
Anywho, live and learn. Good thing you won't be suffering from lockjaw. You got your tetanus shot.
I went and got that tetanus shot.
Everything is fine.
Okay.
Everything is perfect. Now, since I moved it, it's going to double check. Got 31 and a half roughly. I know it's going to move over a little bit. So to that mark, we got 31 and a half. 31, yeah, cool. So that's our new mark right here. So we pulled it down just a touch. So that being said, how do we attach this thing to the car? I already decided, in some of the other builds we did, I would do a lot of aluminum work. For instance, I might take this and bring it all the way back into the car so you have a larger aluminum shape. Supercar was a good example of that. A Merc Eater, I mean, it goes on and on. But I think with this one, I was, you probably all know Voodoo Larry, Chicago area. He does some really wild stuff. And I was thinking about how would he approach this because, you know, great minds, right? He does a lot of metal fabrication, really unique stuff. And I saw some of his cars where the sheet metal, where the paint would come out and meet up with the little trim work. So I think that's what we're going to do here. The steel of the body is going to roll out just a little bit to accommodate this. And then underneath, the steel of the car is going to come up to this point. So there won't be any aluminum welding or finishing because my TIG welder's at my friend's house. And then, it'll just be body and paint from there on.
Victor, if you guys had a chance to watch our Grand National Roadster show, Victor made an appearance and he is ready to get this Cadillac.
I took that tube that I made the little shape that I showed you for cutting. And yesterday I took this and I kind of set it up to hold this in place temporarily. So this is going to mimic the exhaust. And I'm going to tack weld this to the car so that we can get a permanent record of how this thing indexes so we can make mounting brackets so it'll be removable. So let's stick these both in here. And I'm going to watch it line up.
And hi, Alan and Laura Banuelos. Hello, hello.
Yeah, Alan, take notes. Don't criticize me. I know you know what you're doing. All right, so see, that's going to be a point where we can pop this thing on and off, and it'll sit on that tube. So I'm going to set up the welder and reach in there and tack that on.
Oh, do we bring my new helmet?
Oh, we did not.
Dang it. I got a new helmet. Next live, you guys, I'll premiere it. It's pretty funny.
No, it's sitting on the counter at home where it should be. I also got you a handheld one that's on the way.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. I know you're talking about that. That way you didn't have to worry about so much headgear. You could just hold it with one hand.
Yeah. This is the last day I use this dirty old helmet.
Yeah. No, if you know about welding helmets and heat, sometimes they get a little bit skeevy.
Nope, 65 CJ5, it is not pink. It is rad.
Let's tack this thing on. See what we're dealing with. Yeah, cool. So this is always the challenge with this type of thing, is getting your tools in place for the hit, or the wrench, or the weld. Oh, as I mentioned, that's the challenge. This. Get a finger in there. It is a delicate balance, because at this point nothing's attached. I saw Alan's chop top. That came out super cool from the class.
Yeah, and they're having another class, and all the spots are full.
Sweet.
Nice close up of the back of Ian's head.
I used to not have gray hair sometime in my life. Yeah. We got some distance on that arc. I think I pinned it. So yeah, see how the wire is way out of the gun trying to make that reach. This side's a little closer. When Alan and I first built this car, it was a big rush. It was a big mashup, like so much TV stuff. And thanks for hanging in there.
It was a funny episode, though. Alan, like, his sense of humor really
we were grooving.
shined
We were having a
through.
good time. But yeah, it's always an adventure. Try to hit that a little bit better. There we go. Got a little grab on it. Cool. Now let's try this side with my left hand. Definitely not ambidextrous.
Hi, everyone joining us. 880 folks here. Awesome. Drop us a like. Guys, we're really enjoying these lives. Kind of getting a flow with them.
Sorry, this is a little tedious, but hey, that's car build. We love to sing and dance, but it's not really our foray.
So I think the Cadillac, Greg, Paul, how long would you say you've had this car? 3 years?
I think Dave Riley would know. Maybe he wants to chime in if he's watching.
Yeah. About
Dave
3
delivered
years,
it.
maybe. It's kind of evolved. It was a build originally on full custom
I think
garage.
it's been in 2 snowstorms, so it's been at least 2 years. Sorry, it's a little bit finicky this day. All right, there we go. Touch.
Hello, Australia's in the house.
Seems so easy in theory.
Oops, sorry. Try not to show Ian's butt crack.
I don't know what it is.
It's
I
a
never seem
man
to find
thing.
a pair of pants that fits. usually like to charge off onto the project, but now this thing is being tight. Okay, here we go. So what I'm trying to accomplish is rotating that to fit the car. It's giving me the business. See, it keeps falling. There it is. Act right. The whole world's watching.
943 people. No pressure.
Break a sweat.
Oh, Dave is in the chat. What's up, Dave?
Hey,
Yep,
Dave, when did you deliver this car?
3 years. And Lara agrees, 3 years.
There it is.
There it is.
If memory serves us all correct, it's been 3 years.
Yeah, and Alan said building this car with you is a lot of fun.
Was what?
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of people worked on this. Alan, you. I don't think Lara Benuelos touched it. Heidi.
Heidi did. All right. Nobody breathed.
Nobody move a muscle.
My helmet's gonna fall off. I know. It always does at the crisis moment. Try to put the left hand in there.
Oh boy.
Come on, fingers. It moved. I should have left this thing 2 inches longer, but I was trying to expedite the mission. Oh no, right, we're back in business. There it goes. Anybody want to watch me wrestle with a piece of tube for an hour and a half?
Yeah.
You're at the right channel. All right, here we go. Oh, that was easy. Let's try this side. I heard a new term the other day. You want to know what it is?
Yes.
Internet darling.
Oh.
Had to bring it up.
No, YouTube darling.
Huh?
YouTube darling.
Oh, excuse me, a YouTube darling. Apparently, Jamie and I are trying to be YouTube darlings
Boy, the haters.
with our banter.
We're not complaining, but the haters have been coming out the woodwork as of late. But it's all good.
It's all good.
See, I'm reading a few questions.
Yeah, so see, this one wants to come up a little bit. See how they're uneven? That was a problem I was having with it dropping. Let's knock that off. We're gonna bring it up a little bit.
Oh, wow, so you got to
I'm gonna cut it off, but now we have a reference.
If you're here, drop a like. Derek, Unique Coaches, is our moderator today. It's dropping our Shopify link, and if you use code word BUMPER, 10% off the store today. Anything in there, as many times as you want.
Yeah, I was gonna cut this tack weld.
Wow.
And I'm gonna take the air tool and open up that bumper a little bit. That's gonna be loud for a minute.
My favorite tool. So for those of you that are just joining, the reason why I'm not following Ian around the shop is I have a foot injury. Drove a nail right through it.
Noise. All right. I got a little more wiggle. So now I can look in here and see the two spot welds and raise it up just a touch. So I want these to be parallel. See how this is intersecting the seam? This one was down.
Ah.
So I'm going to take this.
You know, I think that looked asymmetrical, Ian. And now I see what you're doing. I didn't even really realize what you're doing. So basically you're making the holes for the exhaust to come out of the car.
No, that's where one might think that's the case. These are just to hold this in place so we can make the mounts.
Gotcha.
And then in the end, all this cuts off, and then we open this up so that the exhaust can poke through, because the exhaust you don't want welded to the car.
Oh, okay.
There's a big brace back here. So instead of just cutting through later, we're going to pre-brace everything for the exhaust to shoot through the body. Yep.
Clear as mud for me anyway.
Yeah.
I'm getting it. I stepped on a nail.
Ow.
Freaking nail.
Yeah, this definitely isn't going to be as entertaining as the Zephyr trunk, but that's part of it.
I think the Bumperette is cool. Who's putting a Bumperette on their customer now? Nobody.
We are. All right. So
Thank you, baby.
That is there. That is there.
Oh my gosh, Charlie and Bruno say hello.
What's up, Charlie?
Tell Charlie and Bruno I said hi. The cutest puppy dogs ever, besides
Cool.
our
so
dogs.
now I can wiggle this around a little bit better. And I can raise it up. There we go, right there. Ta-da. Yeah. Looks better. Problem is, you really can't see what the heck you're doing in there. That looks like it might do it. Always an adventure. But it looks to me like this gotta come this way. Yeah, like that right there. And that is up. It's kind of like shooting in the dark, actually.
That's hard.
That's it. Right there. Cool. So if this isn't 100% perfect, you know, the hole is going to be bigger in the car than the actual exhaust pipe in the end. So you're going to need some wiggle room. So I think I'm going to just live with this right now. All right. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, a lot closer. But because it's temporary, we're just going to make a note right here when we cut. We're going to want that up here. At least we can hang this back in place. Put a tack on it. Bridging some pretty big gaps too. Cool. So that's set up. Do you have any questions in our first hour of the show?
We're only in at 23 minutes, babe.
Oh, sorry.
You answered a lot of them about the exhaust. Somebody just came on. They wanted to know where the Bumperette came from.
It's modeled off of a Kaiser part. So see, now we don't need all that jig. We could take this on and off as many times as we need. Yeah, it's modeled off of a Kaiser, and I think it's been narrowed. I'm not 100%. Okay, cool. So I'll kick the welder off for a minute. We're going to want this to come on and off pretty easily after paint and everything is done. So I was thinking we would access it with a couple nice screws. From the inside here, I already started one hole, because check this out. In the casting, look at that, it's a nice flat spot. So see on this side, I started to drill a hole, so let's go over to the bench. I'll show you what I was up to.
Hi, Crafty Kate. Crafty Kate, her, how would you say that? Rod's West. I don't know if you own part of it. I don't know, but Crafty Kate was on display at the Grand Nationals. Her teehee, and that was you modeling with it, I think, in the 80s.
And if I'm not mistaken, there was a Knight Rider, was there not?
A Knight Rider?
Knight Rider in the other photo? Was it the kit
Maybe.
car?
I don't know.
I got an eye for that stuff.
There was so much stuff there. The Grand Nationals was wild. It was beautiful.
Oh, I wanted to share this. Yesterday when I opened these holes up, you know, you would think without a drill bit this big, if there was a smaller hole, how would you get that without a lot of grinding, right? So what I did, I put this board down like so. Then I clamped this to the table with some big old clamps. And then I drilled a center hole right into the wood. And I had a centering point for the hole saw. And I could just drop that. Because otherwise it would be inside just going around and around. So yeah, that's something to think about if you do have to do anything like that. That's how I solved it.
They don't call you full custom for nothing.
You call me a lot of other things, but you can't say that on live broadcast. So I took this plate and I clamped it onto here to get a reference of, you know, you got this cone shape, right? But there's a flat on the inside. So now I had something to square the drill off, right? Up and down, in and out. So I got that about 90% through using that technique.
Hey, Craig. Craig from Vintage Pro is here. What's up?
Right. And I picked up these nice little stainless steel guys at Carl's Hardware.
Is that what you got today when we went?
Yeah. You know, you want something nice and finished for the end. But we're going to have to weld a nut and drill a hole through the inside of this. So, a couple ways we can go about this. We could drill a hole and then progressively cut this back as we did with those tubes. And you saw what fun that was trying to reach in there. So let's just take a look, see what the solution's going to be.
We're going back over to the car.
Oh, it's going to be back and forth, back and forth.
Back and forth? Okay. I'm a little slow today.
Yeah.
Apologies.
So, now you see where I was going with setting this up in the beginning, the first attempt at way. We don't have all that measuring and centering, all the other things. One tube, got a couple magic markers, and two points of reference. Yeah, cool. And then I'm just gonna bring it down until we see our marker point. Now looking here, so you got our hole right in that direction, and this piece, see that? That's what I was trying to set up. We want that hole pretty much somewhere in the center of that plate. And bring that plate in. I'm gonna hit that on the Beverly sheet real quick. We won't have any noise, but I'll be right back.
And I'm just gonna look at comments. Hi, everyone. If you're here, drop a like. We appreciate it. I feel like the lives are becoming a little bit of a trend for our channel. It's cool. What do you guys think of the Bumperette?
Victor's a guy with resources.
Yeah,
he's a swap meet scourer.
So cool. Yeah, he really is. He's got an eye too.
Everybody writes to me or leaves me a text or a message. Saw Victor again. He's out there at the swap meet. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'll be able to work with that. So that being said, I'm going to try to come up with a point of reference, like a crosshair almost, to figure out where on this steel plate that hole's going to be. Kind of in there. When I point that in, I can gauge roughly where it's going to be. So, after I get this magic marker out of my face, I'm going to discuss trimming this back in a nice way. Drill the hole. I'm going to err just a little bit outside of that mark. I'm going to do it over here. That way I could trim this as I set this piece in a number of times. So I'm going to check this to that. Actually, I'm going to make 2 of these. We haven't drilled a hole here yet, so anything goes.
Okay.
But looking at that point and that point, we're going to want that hole right there. Again, we'll do a little crosshair out past where we want to be. And that. You okay?
Laura Banuelos said someone asked Alan the other day if Victor was his dad.
Victor Banuelos? Everybody knows Victor's my dad. Cool. So I'm gonna make one more of these. Flip it. Back to the bench.
Back to the bench. Can I go around the other way?
We got a lot of ways.
Is there space?
It's crazy. We're at 3,200 square feet and it's still not enough room.
Ian, what would you say was your favorite car at the Grand Nationals?
Sid's 30 whatever, 6, the
Yeah,
pink
the one
and white
that's in
one.
our thumbnail.
The one that's pretty much all over everywhere
All
on the
over
internet.
everyone's thumbnails.
And that guy was so cool because, immediately, I walk up to something, I assess it, and I had said something in the live or in the video. It was live, but I was talking about his engine mount in relationship to the exhaust, and somebody kind of bagged on us for that because Jamie hadn't released the video yet about what I was talking about.
Yeah, I haven't done the steering on the Zephyr.
Yeah,
will
let's
be the
look at that
next
for
video.
a second. Because I want
you
to
guys
show
get a
somebody the
sneak
solution
peek.
too. So if you look in here, this manifold's not tight yet either. But I was like, man, look how close that is to the exhaust, that Heim joint. So I'm going to move that over a little bit. And I looked at his car, and his header was about that far from a urethane engine mount. And all I said was, look, this is a bazillion-dollar show car, all the details, and sometimes those are the clearances you're working with.
Somebody got mad at you. Oh, wow.
Speaking of clearances, when Dave and I put the engine in, that oil filter was big. And thanks to our audience, I came up with a Wix part number 51348. And look, it clears the
Cool.
steering.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Which one is
The
that?
black shape down inside.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
not tight yet either.
Oh,
but
wow.
it clears the
Super
steering, so
cool.
that's good news. Somebody was there in automotive parts stock world, figured it out for us. I'm gonna drill this real quick.
Automotive parts world.
Part stock, yes. So I'm going to double this. That's what I was saying. We're going to make a duplicate. Yeah, let's do that. Cool. Got on some wood.
I think my favorite car at the Grand Nationals was that OG hot rod.
The black one.
That
yeah.
black one.
With the dirt
It
on
was
it.
so like
True
yeah.
Lakes racer.
It was really, really, really.
Yeah, there's so much stuff there. It just makes your head spin.
Yeah, it's one of those shows you need to be there
It's
more
like
than.
sensory overload.
Uh-oh. I'm frozen.
Frozen. Oh yeah, our feed is down.
Uh-oh.
We got black screen. The chat has slowed.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with this. You
Oh,
guys
they still got audio.
Oh no, what happened? It like froze. What is on here?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We got black screen.
Uh-oh.
I guess I'm just gonna have to sing for the rest of the afternoon.
Oh no.
All right, folks, this is a little tune I've been preparing.
Hold on, we see it here too.
But it's just all black.
Let me try something.
Well, I'm gonna annoy everyone with the sound of a drill while we figure this out.
Did you guys hear us? Dang it.
Well, we could always try to restart and just get everybody onto the other.
All 1,400 people.
All right, I want 1,400 thumbs scrolling onto the next live broadcast.
Hold on 1 second. Right there.
I'm
Okay,
gonna cut
it's back,
this.
Crafty?
Uh-oh.
No, because I'm on here too.
Is the government flying by again?
There's a commercial.
Oh, I see a commercial.
I see a commercial on ours.
Let's see what happens. I'm going to cut this.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's live for you.
Uh-oh, we might have to, I don't, oh, there we are. Yay. Okay.
Oh, you're
We're
back. I just saw it.
Oh, I don't know what happened.
Never a dull moment.
Hi, everyone.
Having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's like Woodstock in 1969. Don't drink pink Kool-Aid. There's been reports of something in the Matrix.
Okay, good. And we're streaming it here too in the shop. I have the computer on over there. So I don't know. Lara Banuelo, see, these are the things in the lives that, whew. Anyway.
Gremlins. Shop gremlins.
DIY Dark Matter said don't eat the brown acid.
Can you say that on a live stream? Don't eat the citric acid. All right, so while we're in our blackout moment,
Ian works fast. It's done.
ta-da, polished and painted. No, I just drilled a hole and trimmed that off. So the idea being we can set that in place. That, we could put a nut on it and see. I got a box of them over here. I didn't bring any. We'll see how that lines up.
Thanks for sticking with us, though. We lost 200 watchers, though, when it blacked out.
Oh, yee.
Come on.
Attention deficit disorder. See? That's why we got the elite crew with us now. We got the hangers on.
Yep. It's kind of like the year it rained at Burning Man.
Oh, yeah. See,
Everyone
mass
laughed,
exodus.
and then it was cool after
And then we
that.
had a heck of a good
And then
time.
last year it was really cool because
It's
no
a big
one.
old truck. Look at that thing.
Huh?
Bringing train parts.
Ah.
We realized our shop had a mailbox. Hey, Chris Bader, if you're watching, we got your mail.
We got your mail, Chris.
I opened the mailbox. It was like a crypt. Dust was like blew out of that
How
thing.
old were those phone books?
Pretty old. Back when they had phone books. All right, let's just see what this goes. Then we'll match that one to fit.
Okay. All right. I'm shaking off the
I said, let's see what this goes.
technical difficulty.
Let's see how this fits up, shall we?
Back to the car.
Again.
The dogs are good. Lil is getting older. Lil's got the cancer, everyone. We may as well just say it. But she's doing really well. And Shadow and Blue are doing fabulous. Everyone's fabulous except for me and my...
We're keeping Lil juiced up on the CBD and hemp supplements. I got to trim this. It's hitting the piece. I'll be right back.
Where are you going, the Beverly?
No, the grinder over
Grinder.
here.
Okay, I'll stay over here.
You got
Yeah,
long
but
bolts.
Lil's doing good. She's doing all right. She's a happy girl. And her back legs are really bad nowadays, but she gets around. She's getting up there. She's probably, I think, 9 or 10.
Yeah. I don't even have to cut it. I had a shorter one.
And I taught Shadow how to talk. She's really cute. Hello, Peter from Australia.
All All right, sorry for that delay. We're back in action. We got all kinds of delays today.
That's all right.
Cool. So yeah, I just bolted that in place. We're gonna slide it on the tube and see what angle that comes out to be without
Thanks
plumbers.
sorry guys. Thanks for pulling up your drawers, Ian. Sorry about that.
See,
I was trying to get my stool to
I'm
sit
thinking
myself
about
down.
you and you and you. Nobody wants that news. Cool. Oh yeah. Yeah, so that's actually very good, but it's got to come into the body that much more. So I don't know if you can see it. I don't even have a drill or a light here, but pretty much the angle is exactly right, but it's sticking out too much. So let's duplicate that on this side, and we'll bring it back. We'll throw them both in, and we'll do 2 more mounts or something.
I like it. Yes, that is a Jeep chassis over there.
Yeah, 53. I forgot what the code numbers are for that now that we're talking about it. Chris Bader knows. It's a, what is it? M something or other. It's not a Willis. It's not the 46. It's the
I have no idea.
MASH era Jeep. I'm going to start this. Put my little gauge on there to see what is level.
It's an M38A1.
It's an M38A1. That's
Thank
exactly
you,
what I was thinking.
CJ5.
That is correct what it is. So much stuff between the rail fans and the military fans. You got a lot of numbers going on.
Mm-hmm.
So see what I was saying with this clamped? You got a good gauge. So does that look like a right angle to you?
Yes.
Excellent. There's a lot of material in there, but at least it won't break off. It'll be a very strong mount. And yeah, that looks good too. Take that out. Find where that was going and send it. Cool. All right. So now we have our mirror image. That one goes like that. And that to that.
Fun fact, when Ian does this, I have no idea what he's doing until pretty much the end.
It's like a magic trick. Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Cool. So I'm just going to look down the lane, try to get these 2 angles similar. That's pretty close by eye. Yeah, now we can put this on and draw with the marker, cut with the grinder, weld it on. Been working on these doors on the Cadillac too. Let's talk about that for a second, because this is pretty boring, no?
No, it's interesting.
Oh, come on. You flatter
There's
me.
1,400 people watching this right now. Are we going to go on that side of the car or over here?
Right there, because we did the video of the driver's side. So yeah, past 2 days I was crawling around in here, inside down, upside down, the whole thing. See the panel there on the inner door jamb? I got that all locked in. And then, yeah, built this structure. And I jumped in and out of the car a lot, and I didn't hook up on that once. So I think we'll probably sand that and again, put a little ball end on it. And I think it's cool. The car is so low, you know, you're not even really at knee height when you come into that. So I was tending to sit up and move towards the front of the car. So yeah, that being said, the original door latch, we'll just actuate that. I'll put the original rod right to it. Good to go. So that's both sides. I also got in there. We're going to work on that if we want to at this live. Getting the hinge. This deck lid was never even hinged. It was just sitting there.
Mm-hmm. It almost squashed your head one day.
It actually hit me in the head yesterday and it almost broke my glasses.
Oh no.
So yeah, we're gonna get into this, take a look, and then I'll attach this bumperette.
Okay. Stand by.
So I made all this hinge. I don't remember if we covered it or not, but it's a piece of tube that wraps under. There's a hinge down in there. But all I did when we moved, I got in the trunk and I just welded that thing right to it. So this is literally this big disc garbage can lid floating on 2 tack welds. So got some stuff set up and we'll get that thing to hinge. And I'm gonna have to put weather strip, some kind of a inner reveal, just like the door jamb, all through here so that it will be sealed. All right, let's put this on. Maybe I'll get a light. Maybe you'll take a little poll, an opinion poll. We need more light inside here. Let me grab it. They tend to blind me, so I'll get the smaller one.
Yes, David, this is gonna be a convertible. It used to have a top on it, and Ian literally chopped the top all the way off. If you watch the very first Cadillac video, some of my best editing, spaghetti western, we showed it and talked about it.
I was so lucky to find the charger to this thing. It was underneath the camper in that little storage bin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I like this one. It's a lot lighter weight.
Yeah.
It's a little mellower light. So, yeah, now looking at this, we are in line. Actually, this one is perfect. That one is ready to weld. That one lines right up. Here to take this.
They're saying we don't need the light unless you need it.
It probably makes the shadows darker, huh? Yeah, I'm actually going to use this light to my advantage since you don't need it. I'm just gonna scribe the curve.
Oops, sorry.
Scribe the curve of that inner panel right onto that. And I'm gonna cut less than what I marked because this is almost where it needs to be.
Sweet.
And this side's got to come in considerably. That's like a 1/2 inch in. So I'll come in and do the same right to there. I'm gonna cut these right here.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're trying to move this closer to the car. I got that box right here.
Are you using the grinder?
Yes.
Well, let me put on my pee-pee.
It won't be super loud. So as long as you're
I
not...
got metal in my foot. I'm not getting metal in my eye. That's for sure.
That's another level of hell.
Ugh.
My gosh. I've had that more times than I want to.
Thank you, Jesus.
All right, I got 2 marks. Let's cut it. Screw might come loose. Let's find out. Not that time. Cool. Let's see what we got.
Somebody just inquired about iMuffs. George is back in business with the shipping. So www.imuffs.com. He'll ship them to you from Australia. He hit us up yesterday. I got to email him back.
Do you see while I was setting those tubes up? Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can just wedge this into place. We got our reference. I can get a hard mount right there. Yeah. Super cool. I'll be able to weld this for real because I can see what we're welding. Not like that pesky tack weld on the tube. And we'll have to find 2 more mounts. We'll have to come up with a little discussion on that because you're going to want more than those. It's just going to lever right off. It's going to twist. Are we ready? Try to reach that a little far. There it is. All right, cool. So now we have 4 points of reference to hold that on. And I don't think I'm going to bore everyone with the other mounting points. It takes a long time. I'd rather do the creative stuff. Let's build this body out. What you saw is what's going to continue. I'm going to create a curved shape here and do the same on-off thing a few times and then patch that in. But let's work on this. I had an idea with some sheet metal. Kick that welder off.
Thank you, John Johnson, for the super chat. And Jason Dunn, thank you, Jason. He wants to know, were you ever on an episode of Monster Garage?
Yeah, it was titled Monster Garage, but it was the last episode, actually. And it was a different host. It was 3 hosts. It was Brett Wagner, Jerry Schwartz, and Gadget. I don't know his real name.
And which car was it that you guys built?
It was a number of stuff. I made a wheelie golf cart. We took a Cadillac Eldorado and made it into its own drive-in movie theater. Convertible car, special seat on the back. When the hood lifted up, it was a movie screen. It was Suicide Hood. That was a movie screen, and you all sat in the car, watched the movie.
Oh, wow, that's fun.
We made the world's, some kind of, not the world's biggest toaster. Gadget built that. We made a toaster. If Ed Robinson is watching, Ed, you and I collaborated on the toaster. It ejected toast. It's kind of dumb. A few other things. It was called How to Monsterize Everything. Oh, it's like a home makeover show. That's what it was. Oh, we made a coffin refrigerator. We made an actual coffin into a refrigerator. Good times.
Good times. And John Hogeveen, happy birthday.
HBD.
Happy birthday. And little Jules making a comeback in 2025.
Sounds like an LL Cool J song.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is about this wide. Bada bing, bada boom. I don't know, what do you think? Let's bring this over to the Beverly Shield and shear and stick this in the sheet metal brake. I know, trying to keep the stress off your feet, but it's a big show.
I have to walk on my tippy toe.
And trim this. A couple guys talked about, well, I'm not exactly sure who spoke, but someone talked about putting a piece of tube or pipe in the sheet metal brake and bending around that to get a radius. I gotta say, I have to disagree with you there, because the brake pivots on these two. These are the hinges, right? So if you put a pipe in here, the brake is not going to swing around that pipe or tube or anything. It does that exclusively. I don't know where y'all are getting your facts from.
You rest your case.
But I'm going to show you another option. We're going to put this, and this will be cool because it'll create a bit of a more organic curve because there will be some spring in the metal. We're going to do this as a holder. We're going to find ourselves a tube.
I've seen this trick before.
One trick pony. So you want to hold that there, right? But we want to clamp this. Maybe I'll just freehand it. What do you think?
I think you should freehand
If this was thicker metal, you wouldn't be able to do this. But, let's see, now it gives a little something to rest on. So that's an option.
Ooh.
It's a pretty tight curve. Let's throw that on the car and see what it looks like. Our Zephyr, we met Steering Wheel Chris at the Roadster show, and he was talking to us about the wheel in the car being a real Zephyr wheel. I did not know that.
Ian was very excited when he found that out.
So here's the steering column. This whole unit was laying in the scrap pile. See how it was welded? Like, I thought it was just like junk from another car. So I was able to WD-40 the heck out of the spline. Fortunately, it's only one key. It's not a big spline thing like some wheels. So that was on the scrap pile, the real Zephyr wheel. So it's a pretty cool end. It has one key in it, similar like what we see in the mini bike axles. So we're going to send that out to him.
Very new.
I think it's going to be reasonably pricey, so it might be a long term. His wheels are beautiful, all
save
chromed.
Our pennies.
Yeah, I can't even come up with a price point in my mind.
And yeah, I did think about getting a scooter or something for my foot, but it's not that serious.
One of those little wheelie dealies.
I'll be all right.
So this is why I did the radius. Trying to come off the car like that somehow. So yeah, that works. I'm gonna put this back in the shear. You can hang out here if you like. Pretty much what I'm looking at is we're gonna join these. We're gonna have a center because this has a peak. So it's gonna be somewhere in this neighborhood. So I'm just guessing. I'm gonna leave that large. We're gonna come in here like this. So I'm doing a little backwards, half and half here. Don't be alarmed. Yeah, we're gonna find the center right there. It'll all make sense, like I said, or like you said, it's like a magic trick. We're coming to the center at 11. Yeah. Let me just knock this off with the shear real quick. Be right back. We'll finish this with a piece of solid round rod too, so it has a nice end, as I do with a lot of things.
George, I don't know, I'd have to tell Ian. I'm looking at your guys' comments. The car show video is fantastic. Thank you very much. I really, really enjoyed making it, and I edited it. Like, I took so much video there that my phone almost died at the end when I got over to the Vintage Pro Ace of Shades area, our West Coast Custom peeps.
Do Alan and Laura do broadcast live of their chop classes?
Alan and Laura, if you guys are still on here, can you answer that question?
Because I imagine that's got to be pretty daunting, just on an emotional level. Because it is pretty tedious.
I think she records them and then she edits them. I'm not really sure.
I'm gonna cut this off camera real quick. Split it in half.
Yeah, she said we haven't done any lives.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty tedious. I mean, of course, it's like being in school, right? If you're into it, you're into it. But if
I
you're
think
in
a
it for,
live chop class on YouTube would be so dope. We've talked about that.
I mentioned Voodoo Larry, and I've seen him do a couple too.
No, I totally think you guys should, Laura. Just don't use mics. Because that's where it gets tricky.
Yeah, cool. So see where I was going with that? I think we're going to roll this out just a little bit on the brake. take a little of that radius off. Yeah, we're gonna start at that point. So you just do it here. I hate to keep walking off camera, but also trying to minimize your steps. So, oh, look, they match. There it is. Cool. So, I'm gonna have to blast this with the grinder. It's gonna get loud.
Derek, the code word is bumper. It's all lowercase. So if you guys go to the store today, use the code word bumper, BUMPER, all lowercase, 10% off anything and everything in the store.
Gosh, that's a great deal.
It is a good deal. Helps with the shipping.
No, I just feel like we're on our NPR fund drive. All right, look at that. It works out good. I'm going to get a straight edge. I always crack up when they're doing the radio fund drive because they got to fill all that time, right? They just go back.
Say that again?
I always crack up on the radio show, NPR, on their fund drive because they're like, yeah, we got all day.
Fill the time.
We gotta do the same material.
Well, it's frustrating. I'm working with YouTube to link the store to the channel, and for some reason, I'm having a holdup. So I'm working with my partner manager to link the store.
It's a complicated venue. I don't know anything about it.
It really is.
Cool. So I just did that so you could take a look at where the center point is back here. That is the peak of that curve. I'm just setting this in place. I'm taking a look here, making a list, checking it twice. Put the straight edge where that bumper isn't. Right here. We're going to cut that. I'll hit that in the shear. I'll be right back. Why don't I bring the shear closer? How
Why
about
don't you
that?
bring the shear closer?
It's on wheels after all.
That's a great idea. An hour in. Ned the Mumbler, I use a gimbal, yes. Because I kind of have a sway in my walk. So a gimbal is better. If not, you guys would really have seasickness. And Benjamin Lewis, our email is RussellsCustomFabrication@gmail.com.
All in frame.
Yes.
Sweet.
You're right. You were on TV. You know how this goes.
It's a trip. All right, let's look at closer. Let's get this, lay that out the same way we did.
Paul, I stepped on a nail.
Ow.
It was a freak accident. It was really a freak accident.
Yeah, there was one nail in the neighborhood, and it was coming for you. Yesterday was your day.
No, that was Sunday.
I told Jamie it was like the movie Jaws, when the shark comes after the guy generations later.
Yeah,
That
got
nail.
me.
That nail came from our ranch.
Arch of my foot. Oof.
All right, so I know we're here.
Did I swear? Of course I swore. 65 CJ5.
She said, "Geez, Louise,
I have quite the potty
son
mouth.
of
I keep
Mother
it clean
Mary."
for television. It hurt right away, but it was like a weird hurt. It wasn't until I started washing it and cleaning it, then it started burning, and then the last 2 days have been the worst. Today is the best, but it's felt.
The minute I told her we were doing a live, she said, "I feel better already."
But I did go get my tetanus shot the very next day because my ER nurse self was freaking out about tetanus.
Meanwhile, this guy.
Well, you're going to go.
I don't remember
We
the
talked
last
about
tetanus
this.
shot I had. It's not complimented nicely.
Yes, I like it.
All right.
Looks good.
Yeah, so that's going to hit there and there. Now we're going to trim this
It's
way.
kind of fun just sitting here watching you work, honestly. Now I know how y'all feel.
While I'm sweating and having a nervous breakdown because it took me an hour and a half to weld a piece of tube to the bumper. This live performance thing, it's not for the meek.
No.
It's not for the faint of heart. Because if it don't work, guess what?
We can start it over and do it again.
Yeah.
Argentina's in the house.
What's up, Argentina?
Yeah, that looks really pretty.
Okay, now we're going to just, I like the way they're sitting. I'm looking at the light reflection in them, even though it's going to have filler on it, you know. I figure I might as well do something nice on the car. Let's not put the marker in our face. Trim that back. And I'm going to come in right to here. Trim that back. And that back. Straight edge. Put that on. Yeah, I wonder what time it is in Argentina.
What time is it in Argentina?
I've never been there.
What time is it in Australia?
It's tomorrow.
What time is it in
It's tomorrow,
Argentina?
Tomorrowland in Argentina. No. I had a client who would go vacation in Buenos Aires.
Yeah, Todd Smith, that's kind of what happened. My flip-flop got caught up, and then the nail went into my flip-flop, and I was on my tippy toe, so I tripped. And then when I went to put all my weight back down on my flip-flop, it just...
And there was blood everywhere.
It
was a gore
19:05 p.m. in Rio, so it's 7.
Your military mind is going to have to distinguish that. All right,
Yeah,
look.
it's 7.
Cool.
And then it's 9 a.m. in Australia.
What a way to wake up to this. All right, we can tack this on.
And it's 11 in France, 11 p.m.
All right.
or 2300 for those that speak military time or European time.
One more. I forget how many people don't have access. I've been in this game for 25, 27, 8 years. And I've lived in my shop for so many of those years. So I forget that a lot of people don't have access to this type of thing. For me, it's second nature.
Mm-hmm.
I used to just
Bye,
wake
Kate.
up and be in the grit.
Yeah, and when I hurt my foot, I wasn't in the shop. I don't wear flip-flops in the shop. Unlike somebody I know.
Who?
Oh, I'm sorry, slides.
You got it.
Royal Legit said it's 207 in Mojave.
It is.
Lynn said it's 206.
It's so hot.
in
It's
the
so
80s.
hot in our shop in the summer. You should have seen me at the ranch. I was literally in my underwear, like with slides, with
It's true.
flippers on.
Ian would work naked.
Dying. Holding up a towel when I weld. Just freaking miserable.
Everyone's talking about what time it is. It's funny.
All right. We got these tack welds that are a little bit tall. I'm going to blast that with the grinder. So all I got to say is stand back. It's going to get loud. You get a grinding wheel.
Or where are my eye muffs at?
Oh, over here. I'll grab them.
So one nice thing about having a foot injury is Ian's
If I can find a wheel.
cooking for me, bringing me food. It's very nice. I'm not milking it. Nah. I don't
Anybody
even
seen
think
some
you
eye
heard
muffs?
me.
I
Huh?
see one pair. I see 2 pairs. Here we go. They're right where we left them. As usual.
Thank you. You didn't hear what I just said.
What?
That
What?
I said that with my foot being hurt, you like have been cooking dinner and doing everything.
I made pork chops. I've been there. I know what it feels like. You don't know how easy you have it as a biped until you're hopping around on one foot. At least a dog can three-leg it.
Thank you.
Let's tack that in place.
Oh, Hippie Nerd said he gets jealous of our relationship. We work really hard on our relationship, actually. A lot of communicating, a lot of patience.
You truly
And
get
Ian
out
and
of it.
I waited a
what you put
long
into it.
time to get married.
Yeah, I waited 50 years.
Jeez Louise.
About 48 years. However many years.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
Let's pull it together.
Sorry.
Come on, talking about relationships.
Yeah.
Let's get it together. Got your helmet?
We work hard on our relationship. It's
Stuff comes up.
Yeah.
I'm a moody person.
But we work it out.
Bound to have some friction.
Ian is very moody. And I'm kind of bossy, if y'all haven't noticed. Yep.
Man, I love that sound. All right, let's tack it up. I like that. I like this. I think, yeah, that's setting in nice. All right. Hit this.
Somebody wants to know what we're doing for Valentine's Day. We're going to a romantic dinner.
Yup. All right, we got that stuck. Wow, did a cloud come over, or is it just my eyes? It's starting to get a little rain in Southern California. Been mysteriously warm. Yeah, we got skylights in this shop, so sometimes it's very bright, sometimes it changes. Just like that. One thing I think if I was watching a live, it would really help me to see the pattern of the spot welds and how rapidly in different parts of the car you apply the heat. So I think that's the biggest thing that would help me with a live, aside from being bored, because it's so tedious. Yeah, that's something I figured out over years of trial and error. All right, so what are we going to do down here? I think we're going to lay the rod on top of this sheet metal, and we're just going to bring it in with the filler like that. So that's an issue right here.
Where?
See how this is just a shelf hanging in space?
Oh, yeah.
Let me grab a piece of rod and we'll discuss. Kick this welder off.
So are you guys liking these lives? Obviously you are if you're here. We are enjoying
Unless it's
them.
Lan Roussel waiting for its next attack.
And someone said they love our merch. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
I worked really hard on it with Heidi.
So we're going to use this size rod. We're just set on top of that. That way there's a nice little reveal. like that. We don't want this touching the paintwork in the end. So I'll probably pull this back just a little bit. But that's got to turn down. So let's mark that.
James Bohan asked, do the spot welds get filled in later with more welding?
Yes.
Or will it just be smooth with body filler?
Come along over here, please. I've been working. It's a very laborious thing. This is what it ends up being for the most part. Sometimes it'll be welded even more closer to a full like this. So yeah, it's a whole lot of welding going on. And look how much there is to do still on the car. That's where the hands of many, many other helpers at Victor's house come in.
Oh, and then that was a question somebody asked about, do they do some of the welding there?
Definitely. Definitely, because the car still has some pieces of the floor that are not there inside. All right, so I'm going to hit that with the grinder real quick. I'm just going to push that metal down. That won't even be something we'll have to deal with. This will just be a quick little buzz, so no one get alarmed. Yeah, we got clouds.
Yeah, that's what's going on. Dark again. Is it black again, guys? We went dark. It froze up.
What?
Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Okay. It's black again. I don't know what's going on with this live today.
Is there audio?
YouTube is glitching. Yeah, there's audio.
Someone's blocking our frequency.
So this is what happened earlier. Oh, darn it.
It's Lan Roussel. I know it.
Land Roussel. Dang it. I don't know what's going on, everyone. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's something YouTube is going on. Now my whole screen is frozen. Dang it. So it did this before, those of you that are here. Darn it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about a buzzkill.
I know,
Come on.
YouTube is acting crazy.
What's
we broke
up?
the internet, Ian.
Broke the internet.
Okay, we're back.
Is there audio?
Yeah, it's back now. It's just
Kooky.
weird. I have to
And we got the awesome fiber optic internet
No,
too.
I think it's a glitch in YouTube. Because sometimes YouTube just glitches. On the
Man.
Creator Studio.
Man,
Yeah.
trying to build a car over here.
Right? Sorry, everyone. I know. And then I kind of start to, I do something. Anyway. It's all about problem solving. Anyway.
So, in our absence, I took the grinding disc and went inside of there. And I'm just going to bring this down just a bit.
Ken said you've gone past ludicrous speed. We're on plaid.
Plaid is next. There's some stuff in the car. I'll bring it out later. Someone sent us little Spaceball stickers. I'll have to get. I saved the letter and everything.
That's funny.
All right. So I'm going to use this. I'll put a little bend in there. Trying to get this to wrap around that. I could bend this pretty much on anything, but I happen to be holding this. Yeah, so you want that to go right in there.
Ah,
A
so
little bit
that'll
more.
make it
It'll be a
finished.
nice edge, yeah, a nice finished edge. That way when we get into the paint, etc., we'll have this nice little defined boundary.
Gotcha.
Yeah, cool. I like that. All right. Cut this. Yeah, you could sit down if you like. We're going to be here for the duration.
Bye, wifey. So basically, Ian, what are you accomplishing doing this? Somebody's asking.
Well, you got your sheet metal, right? And it's just a flimsy piece of sheet. So we're going to put this round rod as a border. So when the filler comes up, it's got, see the parting line here? The way it's just jagged? Now you have this nice detail here. So it'll just blend in. And even further back in our story today, I decided I didn't want to add aluminum to this to come to the body. I was going to bring the body out to hit this. So that's what we're doing right now.
I'm actually glad you summed it up for me too.
It's kind of like a magic trick. I'm going to cut this. Yeah, I think Victor's going to like this look.
I do too. He's so stoked.
It's going to be another quick cut. Nothing to be alarmed with. As long as I don't ruin my spectacles. Yeah, so we're going to do this in a number of pieces. So that I like coming out to there. Let's take a marker and find our center, which is here. We'll cut that.
Someone asked, would you have anyone build you a car?
Nope. Jamie and I have actually discussed how we might just sell that Zephyr and move to Hawaii. We get in these moods, like she mentioned. We do have conflicts. It's like, we'll just sell the Zephyr, forget about it. So I wouldn't have anybody else build me a car because I like my dune buggy. I'm good.
Right.
If you know cars, they are a money pit. When you're thinking about finances, it just doesn't make sense
That they are.
to build a car.
I can't get over, like at the Grand Nationals, how
Amazing.
much
Just incredible.
money people put in those cars. I mean, wow, wow, wow.
Millions of dollars. Grab a hammer. I'm going to bop this into a little curve. I could see we're going to need some bopping. With the small hammer. So I didn't realize this is not a straight shot. Check that out. So we're good here. It's a little bit out, and then it's in right there. So we're gonna have to hit on that. Just give it a little stress. See how I brought it up? Put a little stress in that. There we go. Cool. All right. I like that. Yeah, those gaps look decent. All right, spot that on.
No, James, he's not welding steel to aluminum.
No, that's the whole idea here.
He's meeting the two, like getting them as close together as he can, because the bumperette will be able to come
This will be
off.
polished and chromed, and then this will be body filled and painted. So that's our parting line. That's what we're creating. Kind of like a door gap, enough room. God forbid you did bang into something or scrape this on the ground. It's not going to chip the paint. There's a little bit of a gap in there.
He's like, wait a minute. He had a moment.
You cannot weld
It's all right.
steel to aluminum, not in this capacity. This will be a quick spot. Quick spot. Cool. That's a quick placeholder. Probably gonna hammer and dolly that a bit, but for now that's working. Let's put piece number 2 on the bending thing. This one's pretty bent. That's gonna be a scrap. That's bent. How much do we need? About a foot. I'm gonna clip off a foot of this real quick.
That's cool, George. You're in my old hometown. Kankakee. What the heck are you guys doing down there?
Living the good life. What was the VFW? Where did your dad hang out? What was that cool place by the river?
Knights of Columbus.
Knights of Columbus. And then there was a place with the beers of around the world.
Burgers and beers.
See?
Are there any other artists in Ian's family?
My brother-in-law is a tattoo artist. My dad's a bricklayer, a mason. He's retired.
Ian comes from a
he's done some stuff.
line of craftsmen. Literally, his dad is
No
amazing.
car guys. Nobody cares about the cars in my
And then
family.
other people in your family who shall remain nameless. And then your nephew.
Yeah.
I think he does construction.
Talented cat. That's mostly what my family was, construction workers. One uncle was a postal worker. Another worked in a paper mill. And I wasn't going to do none of that. I was coming to California. So we need a little more curve right up here. Where'd that thing? I'm throwing tools left and right.
So I can sit back down now.
Take a rest. We are here. Yeah, that looks good. I like this. Now we're gonna cut this to meet up. I'm probably gonna have to do some creative hammering in a second. Let's trim this.
Looks good.
Thank you. Not that, we're cutting. That's coming in. That's gonna be like that. Now let's lay this on. See how that is feeling. That is feeling like it needs a little hammering. Right? Like we did the last time, right there. Bang, bang, bang. Right on that angle. A little curvature. Yeah, cool. It's a little bit up. It's gonna have to get flatter right through here. Look at that. There it is. Yeah, cool. Yep, I like it. I think I can get a big clamp in there. Let me try this. Where's my big clamp? How long we at?
We are at 88 minutes.
I knew it. We had a long blackout twice in this adventure.
That was super weird.
I thought we were going to have so much more done. I thought we were going to get to these trunk hinges. An hour and a half is a long time.
You're sculpting. It's so beautiful.
Excuse me?
Sometimes Ian thinks that what he's doing is very boring, and it's actually very fascinating.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to hit the two edges, and then I'm going to clamp the center because the sheet metal is down a little bit. No, I do this stuff all day long. I just get a little bit used to it, I suppose. Where I want action. All right. So we got those two edges nailed. I can reach in with this device and raise up the sheet metal. Right to there. That is a little bit much. Yeah, I'm looking at this. There's a slight gap. I'm going to dial that one right to the same gap. I'm going to pin it. Yeah, that looks real close. Got the heat on this welder. Give that a little persuasion through there. All right, hit this. Grooving.
It looks
all right.
good.
So the finishing of this will go back to where we started. Now that we got this whole thing coming together, I'm going to pull this off, create another of those plates. There'll be a screw hole here. Nice little plate coming in that'll be curved. Hit that, and then I'll bring this sheet metal out to that so it wraps right under, finishing all through here with that round rod. So it's been an hour and a half. Don't you have
go
something
look at
better to do?
Well, no, everyone's here to like hang out. You want to look at the questions?
Let's look at the question.
So a little fun thing that we're doing with the lives is at the end, Ian does
Gonna set up
a
over on
little
the computer.
Q&A. So he's going to go look at the pewter.
I'm gonna grab those Spaceball stickers too.
Thank you, Richard. So somebody asked how you guys can support the channel. Watching, commenting, liking, sharing. We do have memberships, which are very controversial. I don't want to hear anything rude about them. But they're priced decently. There's only one level, and yeah. So those are all the ways, but mostly watching, liking, sharing, commenting, watching the entire video helps. Those are really the best ways to support the channel. Look, there's me. Oh wait, it's behind now. That's weird. Yes, R33BO1B3. Yes, but there's you guys.
I mean, what kind of interaction is it without the Q&A session?
Q&A.
So this is just random. I mean, great minds think alike, right? Andy, that's all I know. Spaceballs, the envisioning tool. I think these are labels for my tools. Spaceballs, the gas cam.
I love it.
The hammer. I think that is going right on our little slugger. Perfect. It has been renamed.
Love it.
Merchandising. Whew, it's humid today.
Yeah, it is very
I
humid.
feel we have a Pineapple Express currently enveloping the entire.
And Smoke Stop, he's not
West.
talking about the ganj. He's talking about the actual Pineapple Express.
Yes. Somebody said, could you put mounting brackets underneath the cross piece to avoid holes in the outside? Yeah. Sure. Want to look at that cross piece and see why I didn't do it?
Yes.
Let's discuss. So I'm thinking this is what is referring to. So sure, we could definitely, that would actually be even simpler. You know what? I wasn't liking your idea, but now I love your idea. It's going to be a piece of flat plate And we have the Sawzall blade for reference. Big, wide, flat plate. This rolls under, right? So you can pin a screw right to here. Never going to see that. There's just enough room. Challenge accepted. It's going to make my job a lot easier. Thank you. That's exactly what we're going to do.
This is why we do Q&A.
I didn't make that up. I didn't ask that person to come in here with that advice. That was not set up. True collaboration. Good call. I like it. Ooh, look at this on the video. I can see that rod is low. Look, right there. We have to hammer that up. See that one? That's working fast. That's why taking a picture is so important. What's the most effective way to prevent warping? Can you use the metal discoloration from the welding heat? You probably might be able to. The most effective way, 100%, is to clamp everything as much as possible and keep the heat to a minimum. So on sheet metal, it's primarily clamping and minimum of heat. When you get into structural stuff, you're going to have to burn it. And I've actually had other welders comment to me in building a chassis, that's never going to work, because some of these guys, they have these massive tables and everything is clamped into position. And I agree with that, but you work with what you got. So yeah, that giant clamp would prevent warping too. That's what I was getting at, the huge table. About to start his first job welding aluminum, James is. And any thoughts, tips for MIG aluminum welding? Yeah, I've done a whole bunch of the MIG aluminum welding. Obviously, a spool gun is your friend. If you try it out of the Lincoln like I have set up, it's going to bunch up a lot. It's going to burn back. It's a different feeling when you're welding aluminum. It's all practice, though. You're going to notice it's kind of fuzzy, like you're going to get some smoke, etc. But yeah, I'd say start with your heat lower than you need and work into it, because otherwise it's going to burn back. It's going to clog up your gun, make a mess. Ian, would you be adding wing sections to either side of those exhaust outlets? Jerry's asking. Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to describe. So that the entire rear of the car, you got your center, the rear of the car just goes out to the aluminum. So yeah, both sides are going to have those little wing effects, if that's what you're describing. How many of Red One Actuals asking, how many of your builds are planned out versus going with the flow? The planned out part is about as much as throwing a dart at a dartboard and going with the program. Rarely a lot of plans, like you're seeing with the Bug especially. It's a generic thing. Generic, it's an organic thing.
Organic, yes.
It is kind of generic, but Joe Foster said he's late. What did he miss? He missed a few blackouts.
Few blackouts.
Me struggling at the beginning, trying to weld something.
Jamie has a foot injury.
Yeah. Schmoke Shop is asking if I will demo aluminum casting. We're probably not. I'm sure there's a lot of, who is it? Is it Crafty B? I'll have to look. Search aluminum casting on YouTube, it's there. I think Crafty B is the guy who's done some casting videos that I watched. All right. How you feeling?
I think I'm ready to get off this live.
All right.
My foot.
Unique coaches, Derek. It's Crafty B. He knows. That's who's doing the aluminum stuff. He did that cool little badge for one of our off-road buggies. Cool. Well,
yeah. So should we do this again next Wednesday? Should we?
I mean, it's fun for me.
I like doing the lives. It's like a meeting every week with all of you that are here, and I see that this week, every week, it's growing, and that's really cool.
Well, I guess the numbers don't lie. My big hang up is it going to be entertaining? Are people going to get something? So hopefully you did. Wasn't a great adventure this week, but Victor's coming in on Friday. Today's Wednesday, so we'll see what he says. He said he's got a windshield, at least to mock up. I don't know if I'm going to install that, but we'll see. He said he's got some other parts and probably going to change some stuff.
And we're not going to do that one live. We'll do that one. I'll record it, and I'll post that over the weekend.
Yeah, because I have some other stuff. I've got to talk shop with Victor about some other things. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're at with the Cadillac. It's getting there. Zephyr's moving along. The Bug is now stagnant. Heidi's
Nothing's
working on
ever
some
really
cool stuff.
stagnant.
We'll get to it. Takes time.
Yeah.
One last look at these comments.
But I just want to thank all of you for being here. Thanks to our moderator today, Unique Coaches, aka Derek. He helps me on our Facebook page. We have a private Facebook page for those of you on Facebook. It's actually the link is in the description.
Yeah, don't fall for the hype. Somebody said there was like 300 fake Ians or something.
Yeah, it's crazy. So those of you on Facebook, what we do is we go through and we block the fake Ians. It's really bad.
That's why we did this private group.
And we're not the only content creators that like
kooky.
It's a really wave of things. So join our private Facebook page. Please answer the questions. So I know you're not a bot.
Somebody's asking about the Schweitz.
Mm-hmm.
Merchandising.
Yeah.
Who sells custom fabrication at Shopify? I think you have the link.
Derek dropped the link and it's in the description. Use code word bumper, BUMPER, all lowercase for 10%. 10% off. All right.
And that's about the whole of today's events.
Peace out, everyone. Big love.
See you next time. Thanks.
See you later.